Hi everyone, I'm Manu. Welcome to my channel, Chapters with Manu. As you might have realized, this is my very first booktube video and I'm very excited. I'm also a little terrified, but I'm mostly excited. I have been meaning to start recording videos for booktube for a few months and every time I chicken out. And this July, you know, I decided to do it because everybody is, enjoying summer while I'm suffering in winter. And this is the last month I have of unemployment before I go back to work. Yay! But anyway, so I thought, let's bite the bullet and let's do it. And since it's the beginning of the month, I decided to start with a TBR game because these are my favorite videos to watch on BookTube, and I decided why not make one myself. And I have been cooking a TBR game for a few months. I am a part of Books with Lexi's Patreon, and she does like these readathons every 2 months, I think. And a few months ago, she made one based on Battleship. So every 50 pages or so that we submitted, we got a chance to try to guess where the ships were. And I was like, wow, this would be a fun TBR game. But it would be more fun if I didn't know what was on the board. So I, of course, went to my friends and I was like, wow, so I have this idea and I'm hoping you will help me. And I started with one of my best friends, or my best friend, who is the reason I started watching BookTube, Kurt from Reading with Kurt. And I told her, I want you to do me a favor. And she was like, bad. So here we have my very beautiful Battleship board. And I have no idea what is hidden under these very pretty purple squares. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna erase them together on my computer. And when the footage is final, you're gonna see me erasing very ugly, this very not pretty maybe. Anyway, very clumsily the squares, and we're gonna find out the prompts. And then after I finalize the squares, I will come back with my final list. My idea is to erase around like 16 squares maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing that she put like some books in some. She might have put some prompts in others. I don't know. I gave her free reign. So this might be chaotic for me in the end. So I'm going to start right in the middle. I'm going to do a D5 to start. I'm both scared and very excited to know what Kurt prepared because I know she's going to find a way to call me out even though she's not here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, D. So for my first prompt, we got continue, which is clearly part of a prompt. And I can guess what it is, but we're going to confirm it now. And as you can see, I was right. We have the prompt continue a series. I am very excited for this one because I currently have around 50 ongoing series and I have to finish some of them, especially because some of them I haven't touched since 2022 to 2023. So I am very excited to continue a series, hopefully finish one or, catch up on one. I'm good with whatever. Then I'm gonna do the corners, which I know is not a smart strategy on Battlefield, but I love my corners, so I decided to do A1, and I'm very happy with the results because we got a spinner wheel. And I love spinner wheels, even though they don't love me. So I'm probably gonna do a spinner wheel of arcs on NetGalley because one of my goals for July is to read more arcs, and then I can, use that as an excuse. So here's our very pretty spinner wheel. I'm gonna put the spinner wheel as it rolls as it spins. Oh my god! See, this is why I probably should do this in my first language, but anyway, I'm gonna do it in English. So the spinner wheel is spinning, and you're gonna see the results, but I'm only gonna comment on it when in the end of the video. For the next one, I'm gonna do G1, which is the other corner, because like I said, I love my corners. And we got a bird, well, two birds technically, and I knew right away which cover this was. And it was a book that was on my June TBR, but I did not get Libby on time. So I might keep waiting for Libby, or I might buy the bullet and buy this one, at least as a Kindle, because I know that the physical one would take a while to get here. Because I loved this author's other book, which is Beneath by Ariel Sullivan. If you do not know, Beneath is the prequel to Conform, and they're going to be separate trilogies. And I love to conform, but everybody says that Beneath is better, so I'm so excited to read it. It's a dystopian romance. Well, dystopian novel. I don't know about the romance on this one, but I'm very excited to keep going in this universe because I love me a good dystopian novel. Like, I love dystopia. I was one of those girls, people. I feel like if you're around my age, where we all had our dystopia, moment with Divergent, Hunger Games, Maze Runner. One of those you probably loved. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, this one I don't have to pick because Kurt picked for me. So we're gonna move on to the next corner, which is A7. Um, I think she did not put more covers, but I could be wrong. Maybe she was like, I'm gonna decide everything you're gonna read. Nope, I was right. This is a part of a prompt, and you can see the word horror on it, which I feel called out, even though no one is calling me out. I have had a project since the beginning of the year that I would read more horror books this year because I read one last year for a Goodreads bookmark and I really enjoyed it. But I am a chicken. I don't watch a lot of horror movies, so it's like, why am I reading horror books? So this is part of my goal. I want to see what the whole prompt is because maybe it's you know read 10 horror books. Do I think she would do that? Not 10, but maybe more than one. So it says Happy Summer Wind, read a thriller or a horror. It's not summer, it's winter. Do you see me wearing a jacket? But I know in the US, which is where most of my friends, my booktube and reader friends are from, it is summer wind. So in the spirit of summer wind, I'm gonna try to choose a horror instead of a thriller, even though I have been reading more thrillers. Um, but yeah, for the next one, we're gonna do the other card, the last one, which is G7. I'm kind of scared now because, as you can see, I'm being, forced to read stuff I keep saying I'm gonna read. Imagine she put Kingdom of Ash here. I would not be surprised. We have part of a prompt. It says, "Oh, row and reads." Might be a row. I don't know. Let's see. I think this one is only one more square, but if I need another, I'm gonna use it. So I was right. It was only two squares and it says Goodreads scroll. So how this works is I'm going to stop filming. I'm going to open my Goodreads and I'm going to scroll the main page and see if something catches my attention, which will probably happen. Because every time I go on Goodreads, I add at least one more book to my TBR. I already have 5 books. I'm hoping for a TBR of 7 or 8. So I'm going to choose one square here. I'm going to do C4. Yeah, no, I did C5. I said C4, but I erased the wrong one. And I got water. Yeah, I was told that there was no water on this board. So I've got water. She lied. Or maybe she tricked me. Yeah, this is better. She tricked me. So since I got water, I'm going to do B4. Because I meant to do C4. Now I'm going to go one above and it's going to be B4. And for B4, we have booktube rec, which is a prompt I'm very excited for. I do have to catch up on a lot of June videos because I was traveling. So, this gives me a reason to be productive and watch videos. Even though I already have like 3 books on the top of my head that I can do it. I could even pick a card suggestion, but I'm not going to do that because she's not my booktube friend. She's my friend. For the next one, since we did one more at the top, I'm going to do one at the bottom. I'm going to do G4. Not feeling like a G6, people.
If you got that reference, you're old. Sorry to tell you.
So for G4, we get a person and half a person and what looks like either a speech bubble or a graphic. I am guessing it's either a friend pic or a poll. I'm going to erase another square to be sure of what it is. Um, but yeah, it's a poll pic. I'm going to show you guys the whole picture because there's a person cut in half and people are not cutting half. I think. I hope. So yeah, it's a poll pic, which I will be posting on my server and then afterwards I'm gonna show you guys the results. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books and I'm gonna do one more. And I'm feeling like doing C1. I don't know. Might regret this later. C1. I don't think it's a book because there are only two. Yes, it's not a book. It just says Sta O. Might be a roll, might be a scroll. So it is a books to scroll. So how this works is just like the Goodreads one. I'm gonna open my Instagram, I'm gonna roll the main page, and I'm gonna see if I find anything that interests me. So I have 8 books on my TBR. I'm gonna have to choose 5 of them. One of them Kurt gave me, one is a pole pick, and one is a spin the wheel. So I will be back in a few seconds for you, minutes or maybe hours for me, with my finalized picks. All right, so I have my finalized choices and my friends' finalized choices. So I'm starting with the spin the wheel because you guys already saw it spinning. But for spin the wheel, I have The Magic of Us by Beth Merlin and Danielle Modafferi. Modafferi? I don't know how to say the last name. I'm very sorry. But this is the arc I own on NetGalley that is the closest due date. So the universe was like, yes, you're going to read this. For Goodreads scroll, I chose Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I was scrolling and I saw that my friend Ken started it and then stopped reading and added it back to her TBR. And I was like, I want to know why this happened. I'm going to read this. Yes, it is starting a new series. Yes, I am doing it anyway. I am doing it. I'm finishing a series, not finishing, I'm catching up on a series with continuous series. I think I can do this. Which brings us to continuous series. I chose to read Broken Dove by Danny Francis. I have been postponing this because I keep seeing mixed reviews. But I am gonna believe in the power of dystopia and I'm gonna bite the bullet. So yes, it's coming. I know some people are going to be excited about me reading this. I'm not going to name names. As for the books to scroll, I opened my Instagram and the first post I saw was by Books with Sabrina. And she posted something that was like, snacks that match these books. And I was like, I love snacking while I'm reading. Let me see the slides. And the first slide was Unbound by Peyton Carini, which is another series that I have to catch up on. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this as a sign, and I'm gonna read this. This is a hockey series, which is kind of emotional and has a lot of triggers. So it's heavy. It's not a series that I would binge, which is why I'm taking my time between each one. But I'm excited for this because I keep reading so many good things. It's most people's favorites, so I'm gonna do it. For horror thriller, I decided to go for horror, to celebrate Summerween properly, and I'm gonna read Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. Well, I'm hoping to read it. We'll see how this goes. Chuck Tingle is someone that people recommend me a lot to read as a horror newbie, and especially Bury Your Gaze. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm a wuss, but I'm gonna do this. Poll pick, the results were very World Cup themed because one book was winning when I was writing down, and then the poll closed, and I was like, let me see how many votes it got, and someone else had won, like another book had won, and I was like, very World Cup team indeed. So I'm gonna be reading The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and I put this one there because it's one of my book club picks, and I really want to read it. I did not expect it to win either, but yeah, I'm gonna be crying my heart out apparently this month. Yay! Very excited. And then we have the BookTube rec. And since I'm reading Broken Dove, I am starting a new series with another book. I decided to say, you know what? I'm gonna read what I want to read, and I decided to pick up Shit of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. This is a book I keep postponing to read, and I'm gonna read it. Like I feel like it's time. Let's do this. Let's hear what everybody's talking about the sparrows. I keep seeing sparrows around as well, so I feel like this is a sign that it's time. And someone on Booksta also came up to me and said, "You have to read Daphne Perry." So I'm gonna read Daphne Perry. Other than that, I do have a buddy read with Kurt this month because she lost a bet and I promised her I would join her. So I am planning to read The Will of the Many by James Islestone. Islestone? I don't know how to say his last name. But this is a book that terrifies her and terrifies me because it terrifies her. Kinda. Yeah, I'm scared. But I'm gonna try. I might DNF. I might not. You never know what's gonna happen. For my book club in my hometown, they decided to start reading Chestnut Springs. So we're reading Flawless by Elsie Silver this month, which I have already read, but I am considering doing a reread just because I really, really, really love Chestnut Springs and I missed it. And I want to read Hopeless because I DNF'd it the first time. So yeah, considerations. This is a maybe. For my Indie Archive book club, which is ran by Eleanor Reads and covers with Cassidy, we are reading Prince of Swords by Elise Kova. And this is a book that comes out in July, and I am very grateful because it's not another one I have to add to my list. I really liked Arcana Academy. I feel like the first half of the first book was not the best, but the second half was awesome, and it made me really, really, really excited for book two because I feel like the way everything is set up now, it's gonna be a blast. Moving on to my Brazilian book club, which is Chá com Dragões, ran by Mariana Ramos. We have the main book, the secondary book, and then we have tiny book clubs inside. So the main book is going to be Direbound by Sable Sorensen, which, as you can see, there's a theme this TBR. You know, like it's the sequels that came out in May. Those are the books I'm reading. And the secondary book, like I said, is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, which is already on my TBR. And then I have my thriller book, The Only One Left by Riley Sager, and the Hunger Games one. We are starting a Hunger Games collective reading as a preparation for Sunrise's movie. And this month we're supposed to read Hunger Games, which I've already read, but I'm considering rereading it. I do have other tiny book clubs inside that book club. I have a dark romance one and a romance one, but the romance one is Say You Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I cried washing my hair reading that, so I'm not gonna read it again. You know, it was an audiobook. I was not taking paper underwater, so I do not feel prepared to reread this one right now. And dark romance is Lights Out, which was not my favorite book in that trilogy, and I also do not feel like rereading it right now, so they are not even maybes. I remember enough of the story to discuss it. But yeah, this is my TBR. So we have 8 books that the board picked for me, plus book club books that I'm really excited for. If you have read any of if you've read any of these books, please leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought, if you think I'm gonna like it, if you think I'm gonna hate it. Sometimes this happens. Or if you don't have anything to say, just leave me your favorite emoji. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.